Just going back, just two things on that, questions. One, maybe it's definitional, but you chatted about demand gen versus corporate marketing versus product marketing,
Yep.
and then I want to chat about that in a minute. But to me, and it may be when I think of demand gen, I think of it as a slightly broader definition. And demand gen is someone that not only sticks stuff in the funnel, but knows how to manage stuff through the funnel.
Yep.
Right? They're maybe a Marketo junkie, but they may not actually know how to.
Yep.
They may not be great at writing the blog, right? But or whatever it is, or buying AdWords, or even doing trade shows or whatever. But they are really good at managing the spider web, right? As the fly gets close, right?
Yep.
Whether it's lead nurturing or whatever it takes, they get them in. And I define that as part of demand gen, as opposed to corporate versus product. Maybe you see it differently. And how do we think about that for making a hire?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think.
And I may be completely off base here.
Well, there's the distinction between inbound, as well.
Yes.
Right. I mean, again, from the earliest days of Marketo, you could come to our website, you could just see the pricing. You could come to our website and you could see a demo without filling out a form, right? And so by the time we got your name on our web, especially off of our website in the early days, you were kind of interested in talking to a salesperson.
Yes.
Right? So at our earliest days, we didn't need to do lead nurturing, right? Because we were using content, not quote unquote demand gen things, just to get people, and then if we found somebody, we could pass them off because we sort of weren't capturing the interest until then, right?
Yeah.
And so
with 20 customers, you can call everybody, right? As soon as they come through.
it wasn't even that. It was if you weren't somebody who we were going to want to talk to
Yes.
from a salesperson, we weren't getting your name.
Fair enough.
If you will. And that was sort of practicing kind of the inbound marketing, set of things, and leading ultimately with content and what's now called content marketing, if you will. The demand generation, as you're describing it, is almost something that you layer on, I think, to then go faster, right? If 58% of our pipeline is coming from inbound, then the other 42% will come from kind of the demand gen on top. And to me, that's, now all of a sudden you start looking for names of people who are not ready to buy, right? With your early stage white papers and you're putting out there with search and webinars and whatever. Those people you then got to run through a machine because they're not going to be ready to buy. You got to nurture them and develop them, and pass them through. And I guess the point I'm trying to make is you're going to reach a point where that's the next layer you want to add in, right? If you've got that core of things working.
Got it.
The analogy that I used a little earlier is, your demand gen is like a dance, and you're getting everybody to come to the big dance, right? And so, and you're inviting all these people in. Now, if you are the prettiest girl at the dance, right, then they can just show up, and they're going to want to come find you, and they're going to want to dance with you, right? And you, frankly, don't need to have as much other demand gen in place, right? If you are, not the prettiest girl, or there are other prettier girls in your industry, if you will, then you're always, no matter how good your demand gen is, it's going to be a little bit harder, right? Yes. You're going to have to work harder, and you're going to have lower conversion rates, across the board, which is really just back to that core of get the core positioning, messaging, industry strategy right, and then layer on the demand gen, because just everything else is going to work smoother.
But for the hire, so that's great. For the hire,
yeah.
So I'm going to make the hire. I'm the CEO, I'm the founder,
right?
And I'm the CEO and the founding team may or may not be good at positioning the product in the market.
Yep.
I hope that they actually are good at product marketing if they've been out there for a while, but they may be terrible at it, right, is your point, right? If they're good at it, what hire then do I make for my VP marketing? If they're bad at it, then I think you're saying actually hire someone with product marketing experience.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
If they're bad at it, right?
And
what if you're half decent at it?
If you're half decent,
what if I've got you on the team?
Right. If you're half decent, then you're a little further along.
Yes.
Right.
Or I just have you. You're on my founding team. You're just there, right? I have you. You're pretty good at this, even if I only have 10 customers.
Right.
Right?
Well, I mean, if you have somebody who's going to be the head of VP marketing,
yes,
then obviously you don't hire a head VP marketing.
Oh, well, fair enough. Well, you're right.
You're going to hire around them, right?
Yeah,
so,
but it's Marketo too,
yeah.
right? And
so I guess the
yes,
point being is, and the nuance that I'm trying to get to here is, you're good. There's skills you need to bring in before, and then you may bring them in even before you're bringing in the VP of marketing.
Well, that's the
Right,
point.
and so maybe, even if you're good at product marketing,
Yes.
right, you're gonna bring in a content marketer as your first marketing hire, right? Somebody who's just gonna help churn out more content, run the blog, run social, maybe manage the community, right? That's a manager, maybe that's a senior manager or director, right? Then you're gonna finally get to that point, 5 million ARR, 3 million ARR, 10, I don't know, but somewhere where I'm saying now you're scaling that demand gen engine.
Yes.
Right, now it's time to get these bigger top of the funnel, the inbound isn't enough anymore, Maybe that's still not your VP of marketing, right? I mean, a good, young, smart, talented person, I think, you can bring in a director, or maybe it's a VP of demand generation,
Yep.
right? Who maybe does report to the CEO, but you haven't created that expectation that this person ultimately is the ultimate CMO or the ultimate head of marketing, right? I think that's a good way to kind of continue to scale out your business, and grow with sort of, all the right expectations there.
Yep.
Now you're scaling and scaling and scaling, right? And then when you eventually get to the point where the job of, the head of marketing becomes literally the job of a manager, right? Who is now managing a team and managing people, and in some cases the CEO starts needing another business-oriented executive, right, to sort of just take on whole strategic pieces and things. Maybe now you're at 40 million or something,
Yes.
right? And now you're bringing in a CMO, right, who's truly an executive and a manager first, more than anything else.
Got it.
And maybe that person, right, and maybe that person actually does come from a corporate marketing background, right? Could be.
Could well work. Yes. Yeah.
So the key idea is there's these different types of marketing. You just need to layer on different things. You need different things as you grow at different stages. You're not going to find that in one person.
Yes.
And so hire in the skills you need at the right time, and be smart about when you play that card of, okay, you're the head of marketing, right? You're the CMO, because you only get to use that card once if you hire well.
Yes.